CDS praises both India and Pakistan militaries in the recent conflict. Just weeks after the de-escalation of the 4-day-long short but very intense military conflict between India and Pakistan, from May 7th to May 11th, the Chief of Defence Staff, General Anil Chauhan, has come out with quite a few interesting revelations. In what began as a retaliation for the gunning down of 26 civilians by the Pakistan-backed Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists in Kashmir's Pahalgam on April 22nd, India had hit terrorist bases both in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and also deep inside Pakistan. The fight escalated when Pakistan attempted to hit out at military bases in India with missiles and drones, but only to be effectively countered. India's counter saw deep strikes on Pakistan's key military facilities, ultimately paving the way for a pause in the fighting that is still holding. All the while, the biggest concern was about whether it would lead to a nuclear conflict. Thankfully, that was not to be. In a statement of rare praise for the adversary, General Chauhan, while speaking to journalists in Singapore, where he has gone for the Shangri-La dialogue, said both the Indian and Pakistani militaries displayed restraint by not escalating. He said, and I quote, "So it's my personal view again that most rational people are people in uniform when conflict takes place. That's because they understand the conflict can swing either way. They understand the consequences of this kind of a conflict. And in every step which happened during Operation Sindoor, I found both sides displaying a lot of rationality in their thoughts as well as actions. So why should we assume that in the nuclear domain there will be irrationality on someone else's part?" He continues and says there's a lot of space before nuclear threshold is crossed, lots of signaling before that. I think nothing like that happened over a period of time. There's a lot of space for conventional operations which has been created, and this will be the new norm, he added. Skirting pointed questions on whether Indian fighter aircraft was downed by the Pakistanis, General Chauhan admitted that while there were losses, the numbers are not as important as much as why the losses took place in the first place. But what was more important was that the Indian Air Force displayed professionalism and capability by swiftly rectifying its tactics before flying in large numbers again on May 10th to launch a counterattack to penetrate Pakistani air defenses with impunity. What adds another dimension to the complexity of the problems that the Indian Air Force faced was that there was an assortment of aircraft, Russian, American, French, and Indian, that use an entire range of ordnances and yet came out successful. Operation Sindoor is ongoing and the guard is still up.